Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are doing our third magic token in my first set of like little original magic tokens. I'm sorry, I hit my little dude. Anyway, I'm making a couple of different original magic tokens because one, I've kind of always wanted to get into doing like card art, and like I've actually applied to do card art for Magic the Gathering, but I realized I don't have anything in my portfolio. So this is both for practice, and I thought it would be a really fun item to sell at comic conventions, just because like when you do like a commander deck or something in Magic, you can basically use whatever tokens you want. Those are like, you can get original artist ones or like tokens from other decks. It's kind of up for grabs for whatever you want for your commander deck. So today I'm going to be doing the treasure token. I'm slowly making my way through a bunch of them. So let's jump in and get some sketches going and figure out how we want to make a cool treasure card. So let's kick off our treasure token with some initial rough sketches. So when I went into this, I was actually probably intimidated by this one the most out of the three we've done so far, just because it's like a background and it's a whole like scenery thing. And, you know, I'm getting more comfortable with backgrounds. Now that I'm doing them more and more frequently, they're not as intimidating. Who knew that if you practice the thing you hate, you won't hate it anymore? So anyway, I started off with like an initial treasure idea, which was like almost like a treasure room. And I was thinking it could have like a cool, like golden Mayan type of dragon statue was my first initial thought. And I was kind of liking it overall, but I also had this thought in my brain of like kind of a deceased pirate type of character in like a big treasure room. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time is Treasure Planet, and I love when they have Captain Flynn. I think his name was Captain Flynn or Flint. Captain Flint. It's been a while. Anyway, when they finally discover his big hoard of treasure, I absolutely love the painting or the matte painting background of him in his throne surrounded by all of the gold and treasures that they've plundered over his career. I love that scene so much. And I was like, you know what? I want to give that a stab. I want to try something similar to that. So I did a rough sketch of kind of a pirate-like character within this big treasure room. And I was just so excited after sketching that. It took a little while to figure out the angle that I wanted the seat to be at and for the character to be, but once I got it, I'm like, there it is. This is what we're going for. So after the rough sketch, I went through and like laid it out a little bit better on the card, and I was able to jump in pretty quickly into like the line art and the rendering phase. And this one, I had to do quite a few different layers just because I've been trying to do kind of a layered effect when it comes to these cards. I have the big headline that says like treasure or food or whatever type of token it is, but I like to kind of like break the boundaries of these type of things and have some type of layering effect to them. So with my setup of this art piece, I made sure to have like the character be its own full layer. So I started with that one and made sure that that was like the prominent layer, did the line art in some flat colors and brought it to the front. So then it could be sitting over like the little treasure bubble. And I had a lot of fun like adding a lot of fun characteristics to this character. And I guess unintentionally, I made it look like a race that's within Magic the Gathering. I should have wrote it down, but a good friend of mine said that there are these like dragon-like people race that came out in one of the newer decks. And this one, I guess, matches really closely to what those people look like. So unintentional accident that worked out very well. I also wanted this to look very like, for sure, not like alien-like, but foreign. I guess I wanted this character and creature to look like it wasn't of this earth. And so I added some exaggerated limbs, like for his fingers. I made the left hand super long and talony, just to really exaggerate and show like, hey, this thing is not human. This thing is different and odd. But yeah, I guess it ended up working out that it looks similar to these cool dragon beasts. I had a lot of fun adding some cool detailing to this one. I'd say that the overall vibe and look for the character is like a mix of a pirate and adventurer, because I added those like shoulder pad, like the leather armor. Oh my God, I couldn't remember what shoulder armor was for a second. I added that there, but I wanted it to be kind of a combination of a pirate and adventurer, because at least the lore and story that I feel about this is maybe this room or the throne kind of drives people insane, both with the amount of treasure that's available and maybe some magical attribute to this place. And so people end up staying until they die and disintegrate because they want to protect this crazy hoard, but they get very paranoid and freaked out about leaving this because they think someone else will take it. And so I kind of picture this person as just a normal adventurer that happened upon this room and got sucked in to, I guess, the appeal or the magic or whatever trance spell is put on people, and he just sat here forever until he died. So that's kind of my lore behind the piece in general. And then after my character was done, I did get into doing a lot of the line work for the background. So I wanted everything to be in those gold hues. I did add some like gemstones and a few other colors, but I still really love the idea of the whole room being like clad in gold. And then later on, I'm not sure if I'm there yet in the process, but for the chair that the character sits on, I was going back and forth on exactly how to render that, just because of the whole room was gold, and I was like, well, we could make it a gold throne, but I'm like, I feel it's going to get lost in the gold. And so while I was drawing this on Twitch, I floated the idea of doing marble, and then I thought further about it, and I was like, oh, like one of those marble like countertop chair things, marble countertop converted to chair, with it has like the bands of like gold or silver within it. I've seen that on a couple of different things, and I'm like, that would work really well for this throne in general, because we could tie in the gold but also keep it like a cool marble throne and just be a different color in general. So I had that in mind and had to get stuck into rendering and doing line art. I also did download a brush from the Clip Studio paint store for like a coin brush, because your girl is not going to draw a million coins that is going to be shrunk down to 2 inches by 3 inches on a card. And so I wanted to spend more time on rendering it rather than drawing a million little circles. You got to find the little ways to win, you know? So I use the coin brush to basically cover most of the surface, and then I go through later and add like personal touches and add more highlights and shadows to go with it to personalize it so it doesn't look as like just basically a big flat brush of treasure. I think this turned out really awesome. I really love how the rendering turned out in general and the gold. I just love the vibe of this card overall. Like, it just makes me so happy. Like, the character is really cool. I'm very proud of how the lighting turned out as well. I just imagine this room being almost like, I don't know, like an open, I don't know how it would work, because I feel that would degrade the gold and the coins, but I'm going to just say it's magic. Okay, imagine like a round, big room with like a huge open skylight. It makes me think of, I think it's the Basilica in Rome. It has like a dome, but it has like this giant circle in the middle that rain can fall through. That's kind of what I imagine for this, and it's just full of treasure. And then there's just vines growing up the walls just because it's been discarded for time for so long, you know. I just love the mood and the feel of this piece overall. I think these magic tokens have been a really awesome way for me to grow as an artist and like try different things and get better at backgrounds, just because I don't want them to just be a character on a page, you know. I gotta like push it and try to make it something even more than that. And there we have it. Here is our finished treasure card. I am so pleased with this one. It was a lot of work, and it did have those parts in the painting where I'm like, trust the process. It's okay. It looks ugly right now, but trust the process. And I just had to keep telling myself that over and over, because it was a little bit of a struggle, but I really love how it turned out in the end. It was really fun to try my hand at painting gold again and add those really cool gold coins. And I probably said it in the voiceover, but this one was heavily inspired by Treasure Planet. Like, I love the scene where we find the captain with all his treasure around him, and he's like cool and dead, and he's like a skeleton. So this was kind of inspired by that. And I really love how it turned out. And I think it was a really good level up piece to show like I'm progressing as an artist. So if you guys would like to get a hold of these, I'm going to be doing a shop launch here at the beginning of July. So for my birthday, I'm going to be doing a big shop update. So if you want to join my newsletter, I'll put a link right here, so then you know exactly when it goes live. I'm going to be including these magic cards. We have some new game mats coming out. I have a shirt design that's coming out really soon, and I'm going to do a big launch of it for July. So check it out. I got a lot of cool goodies coming out. I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know if there's like a token that you want made. I know there's a huge list that I'm going through, but if there's certain ones that you're like, man, I'd really like this for my Magic deck, let me know in the comments below. But either way, thank you guys again so much for stopping by. I want to give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me and my art business. Thanks to your help, I'm able to afford an editor to help me here in the month of June, as well as afford, printing these cards and all that stuff. So if you want to support me on Patreon, I have a Tip What You Want tier where you can throw me $1 or $2, or you can join the mail club where you get a sticker, a print, and a sticker sheet sent to you in the mail of some of the monster art we do on the channel, and just some random fun goodies for you to get in the mail and whatever. So again, thank you to my patrons for supporting me. Thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe, like, comment, all of that to help my channel grow. I would super appreciate it. I'm really enjoying this Magic series. I hope you are too, and I'm for sure going to be jumping into another token soon. So let me know in the comments again which one you want me to tackle. But until then, I will catch you all next time. Bye, everybody.